Flag burners should be prosecuted, punished, according to the president-elect, with jail time, or pulling citizenship. That was the headline from the early morning tweets that sent political commentators into a tizzy today.
Well, another tweet from the president-elect is raising a lot of eyebrows this week. Donald Trump condemning burning of the American flag, a constitutionally protected act under the First Amendment.
Nobody should be allowed to burn the American flag. If they do, there must be consequences, perhaps loss of citizenship or a year in jail.
Now to another top story we've been following, the American flag. It was burned at Hampshire College in Amherst on Veterans Day. The college's president has since apologized for his students.
It's very disrespectful. Did they even have a ceremony up there for veterans? Probably not, because they're out there in La La Land. Do what you got to do, Hampshire College president. Find these kids and make an example of them.
That's just so disrespectful, because you're not only insulting every veteran that ever served so they could go to college and do whatever they wanted rather than serving their country. I think it's disgusting.
We have a responsibility as a country to carefully protect our rights that are enshrined in the Constitution.
The First Amendment establishes freedom of religion, freedom of the press, and freedom of speech. It specifically says as follows: Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
We agree with Donald Trump. There should be some type of punishment for people's unpatriotic actions. Banning flag burning was deemed unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. In 1889, the court ruled out that it was a symbolic speech protected by the First Amendment.
I agree wholeheartedly that maliciously burning or destroying an American flag is a deeply offensive and despicable act.
Stretching the use of freedom of speech should have its limits, such as not being able to yell fire in a movie theater.
Now, Mr. President, I say to you and to all Americans, there are reasonable limitations on all our rights. So far as the right of free speech is concerned, there are limitations concerning libel and slander laws. Mr. Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes said you can't cry fire in a crowded theater, and Mr. President, you cannot desecrate the American flag.
I'm not going to let him come here and burn this flag. Too many people have died protecting this flag.
I'm with this guy. No, it is not. Get out of here. Move. That's not freedom, that's treason.
Issue has been settled twice by the Supreme Court. Our most sacred right in the Constitution, hence the First Amendment, is the freedom of speech. And in fact, Justice Antonin Scalia, one of the most conservative justices ever known to American jurisprudence, had indicated, while personally he's against the burning of the flag, which we can all understand personally, constitutionally he felt in one of the decisions that he wrote, that is a protected First Amendment right. And actually, Lise had a very interesting quote that we had discussed that Justice Scalia wrote in that decision that I think is really...
Let me give you a quote. This is from Antonin Scalia, the late Antonin Scalia. If it were up to me, I would put in jail every sandal-wearing, scruffy-bearded weirdo who burns the American flag, Scalia said in 2015 in Philadelphia. But I am not king.
It's always been understood that there are certain limits on free speech. In other words, the First Amendment is not absolute. You don't have a right to perjure yourself in court. You don't have a right to blackmail somebody. You don't have a First Amendment right to incite imminent lawless action. You don't have a First Amendment right to traffic in obscenity or child pornography, etc. So the battle for free speech over the years has been exactly how narrow are these unprotected categories of speech. And historically, over time, most of them have narrowed.